Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristen.
And this is So I'm Watching RuPaul's Drag Race, Season 16, Episode 14, Booked and Blessed.
That's funny.
I get it. I don't have a ton to say.
Yes.
It was not quite penultimate, because there's like 3 more episodes, but it was the last like competition episode.
I hope there's 2
before
more
the
episodes.
finale. But it was good. We do have a top 3. We were very unsure, as were the girls. But, you know, that makes sense. Like, we talk a lot about how Drag Race, and it sincerely, one of my favorite things about the show is it's not afraid to renovate itself and to do stuff. And this largely feels sort of like a resetting season, because we did have the gimmick of the potion and the ranking in that first episode, I guess.
Forgot all about the potion.
so did they. But I think it is wise, and I think it's good to sort of come in and reset. And I think a top 3 is good. Having said that, we're pretty sad.
Yeah, I want to see Q's finale looks. And I want to say too, I didn't want any of the others to go home. I wanted a top 4. So yeah, I'm just a little bit bummed because I think Q would have turned out the finale. And again, not like the other ones are not going to, but like Q's had some of my favorite big looks of the season. So.
And finales are frequently like 3 big looks.
Yeah.
And they did. I don't fully understand the book, because they were like, T.S. Madison was like, after reading your selections, and I'm like, so did they seriously write essays? Like, did they make them actually write essays? We saw footage of them writing, but then it cut to an interview with Matt Rogers, which was, I love Matt Rogers. I'm like a big fan from, I knew him even before The Hottest Who Up in Whoville.
Yeah, but that is...
Well, and
we throw around the word iconic a lot.
QUE, iconic. And again, though, because he did the special, and so they scrubbed the original cabaret performance from the internet because it's on the special, and the special's good. Yeah. But if ever you can find that original cell phone footage, it's so good.
Some of his like intonations
they're different.
Are like very. I don't know. It's like the and the Courvoisier. I don't know.
Got the jacuzzi running.
So good.
My favorite is if you relate to this particular character, you understand what it's like to call yourself a feminist in the social climate in which we exist.
I cannot oversell how much just the phrase "I'm a definitely fuck that Grinch."
That's the one.
It just gets me. It's so funny every time. I love it. And you also like Las Culturistas as well.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going. Well, I'm sorry, because we started talking about it, so I have to say, and I think the single funniest thing, and it's the part that's missing from the properly filmed version, is how much of it, yes, it's Christmas, and yes, it's cabaret, but it's Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Well, she wrote "Where Are You, Christmas?"
Okay, yes, but it also is. It's what the hell's her name?
Christine Baranski as Martha Mayhew, as
Mariah Carey, trying to seduce Jim Carrey's Grinch.
And how Matt was able to capture the prose 3 ways, 3 layers deep. It's remarkable. But no, I also love Las Culturistas, and not for nothing, but I think he's a peach.
He's hot.
So they did they did a book cover, which was fun. I love when Ru is turned on.
Sure.
Ru loves Sapphira.
Yeah.
And Sapphira gets that.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm a take this free masterclass. Yeah. Don't mind if I do. And they touched on something I wondered, because the first time or two that Ru made the Slewfoot joke, she really didn't respond. And I was like, oh, I hope it's not hurting her feelings. Yeah. And she admitted in this episode that it did catch her sideways.
A little at first. Yeah.
And she turned that right around.
Which also, it brings me to something that I was wondering about, because I was like, we keep on commenting on the shoes, but not in a way that's like, because we've had them before be like, you need a different shoe. This is you. I've seen these shoes 3 times already. You have to stop that. And so she finally said hip dysplasia. And I was like, oh, so we're like, that can't be a ding against. She has an actual health concern. Cause I was like, how is this not? It's the same thing as the like Michelle hates green, and then like some bitch wears green and it's her favorite thing she's ever seen. And I'm like, what are we?
But no, I think more so than anyone else, she's really Sapphira's taken this opportunity to really like round out and cement kind of a brand.
Sure.
Like she was mothering this entire season and into this episode, and just the
what if she wins everything and Miss Congeniality?
The way watching her seize the opportunities is really remarkable.
Yeah.
I've been very tepid on Plain Jane this season, and that's not a dig. That's not. I'm nobody. She's like, I don't think I'm putting her down or coming for her. Whatever. She just has not fully hit the marks that I want from her, or what I don't. She just hasn't resonated with me, and she must have heard that because she came very close. She had 2 really solid looks in this episode.
Yeah.
I loved whatever that pink purple thing she was wearing for her book cover was.
Yeah.
However, I did feel the lack of cohesion in her.
Sure. Well, her book cover and Q's book cover were like...
Q's was a disaster.
What was the background and what did it have to do with the outfit you were wearing? Like the Nymphia and Sapphira's were very cohesive.
Nymphia's was
so good.
Stunning.
That could have just been like, I don't know, like a Galliano spread in Vogue,
or just
something.
like that, but also just like a really solid like cultural touchstone music video.
Sure.
Like it was very Janet Jackson. Like up there with Sasha Colby's last season, her alien look. I loved that.
Yeah.
But no, Q and Plain, I think they had a hard time really sort of doing the complete package that I think they were sort of going for with this challenge, because this was a unique challenge.
Yeah.
Q, and again, I love her, but she is her own worst enemy sometimes.
Yeah.
I really feel like she kind of manifested this.
Well, sort of, but also it's like, I want to know what went through her head when she chose that frumpy ass dress and then that cartoon background because like she also said in the workroom, she was like, I'm going to go like a little bit more serious and like emotional and like this. And I'm like, well, then why do we have
Alphabet
clip
Soup
art
does not.
in the back? Because the dress then kind of goes with it. If you're doing like a thoughtful memoir, but whatever it did not work.
Because, and especially like the coloration and everything of it, I was sort of like, where was that weird lavender kind of Lady Gaga Joanne look?
Sure.
That would have maybe, I don't know. Yeah. It didn't work for me.
Yeah.
But
I didn't find her actual conversation boring or bad.
No, all 4 of their conversations were good, but I again, that's where it happens a lot on the show where I think people can very easily get lost in the gimmicks in a bad way, or like in trying to, where they'll be like, well, people, whoever makes RuPaul laugh wins. And it's like,
not necessarily.
Most of the time, yes. But if that's getting in the way of you successfully landing, and I think the whole point, because usually at this point, although it's the Tic Tac, or are we still getting that? I don't know. We don't know how many episodes are left.
Yeah.
But usually it's the time where you bare your soul around this point. And I think once, like, seeing all 4 of their presentations and their interviews, seeing how Nymphia and Sapphira really just knocked that out of the park. We can look at the runways. Yep. It was something?
Fandango.
Oh, yeah, because that didn't make any sense. It's not even a sponsor. Also, phenomenal look from Ru.
Oh, yeah. I mean, unbelievable.
Loved this. I love the sequins, because it's like textured and like layered. and the earrings, good season for earrings, and then the way that the eyeshadows and everything.
It's also those stripy, like a shell, sort of, or like the inside
like
of an
abalone.
oyster.
Yeah. Loved this.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking.
And Ronan Farrow.
He is so hot, but I love that he had like, it was very Cinderfella. I really, really appreciated it. And also, I mean, again, Michelle has been knocking it out of the park.
She's so hot.
This look was gorgeous. I don't think I told you, but they're still doing Drag Race Down Under.
She's going, right?
She's hosting it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this is her first time. That's like a kind of a huge like moment for her. And so, yay. They've been having a hard time with Drag Race Down Under, like finding the right, I haven't watched any of it, but finding the right tone. Because you know how, I mean, senses of humor.
Yeah.
And I know how you feel about Australian.
I love Australia.
Yeah, but like Australian night movies from the 90s have a very particular... So
I don't love Strictly Ballroom. But
I need to see Muriel's wedding.
It's funny. Yeah, that paternity test joke too. We both went. The ring too. I didn't notice before. So sparkly. It's Q is first. This is unbelievable.
I love this.
Yeah.
When it cut out, it started to literally and metaphorically fall apart for me.
It only started falling apart when she started dancing.
The fan is... I love this wig.
Yeah.
I think this is what she was doing like 2 weeks ago. She had a wig like 2 weeks ago and we hated it.
Yeah.
But it was dark. And so I think it just looked like a mass.
Maybe.
Where with the blonde and the highlights, I can see the fringe and everything.
I don't think that one had a fringe.
Okay.
I don't think the dark one. It was just weird.
I also wonder, all four of them matched. It was all kind of like orange and blue and gold.
Yeah, I was going to say 3 of them matched, and then Plain Jane was wearing gold. Yeah,
but there's gold. Well, it felt almost... It felt
purpose.
Yeah, I wonder because I know that they're given prompts, but I also know that they don't necessarily know what the prompt is for, or it can be sort of revised. So I wonder, because these were very specific shades of blue and orange.
Yeah.
I liked it. Yeah, I didn't like it works. It's good. It's a good look, but...
It's not my favorite silhouette, but I think it presents a cohesive look.
Sure. From the waist up, I adore it.
Yeah.
But... And again, I mean, if you were ever going to do a tutu, a fan is as good a reason as any. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's her walk. Maybe if I thought she had a slightly, I don't know.
She's not the most graceful.
This was gorgeous, too.
The only thing for me is I was
a little whelmed at first?
I was very whelmed at first. I was like, Sapphira has to do a reveal. And I kept thinking she was going to take the outside off.
Oh.
Like the dark blue was going to come off. But what the like fan thing coming down from the sides was
I love
inspired.
The colors and how she brought it into the makeup, the eyeshadow and the like prints. It kind of, because she did it kind of falls back into the Queen Charlotte thing she did a little bit. And I love the combination of like I can't think of the time period. I'm kind of a stickler with that, but the kind of like the African prints with the very royal, very regal. I really, and then the wheel braid.
Yeah, but it's beautiful. That was funny. Nympia.
This one grew on me.
Yeah.
At first I kind of was with Michelle where I was like,
if I never see another Marie Antoinette.
It grew on me the more time we spent with it, and in particular, similarly with Sapphira, I really love that these are very Asian. Like, is it chinoiserie, like the style?
I have no idea what you would.
I don't know if that's very specific. Well, because we were talking about, did we say Nympia? We were talking about the clouds in the hair. I'm sure it has a name, but I have it on the brain because I just recently built the Lego Lucky Dragon.
Oh.
and they like introduce new pieces, and it's the swirling clouds are all along the base.
I like that.
And so I was like, I'm very aware it's a motif.
Yeah.
And then that's when I noticed it was sort of in the entire look.
Yeah.
And again, the flaming pussy. I'm really in. That's not your favorite? I'm really there.
Diminishing returns for me. And I really didn't like whoever, I forget who it was last season.
That was Selena Estides with the flaming hot Cheetos. That's different. This was like an applique.
Yeah, well, obviously, I just like, it's funny, which I think helps, but it's just,
This one also, I loved it, but it did start, like, the more I looked at it, the more it started to kind of come apart a little bit for me.
Yeah.
What I want to give Plain Jane is Plain Jane. I want to give her credit because kind of, or not unlike Marie Antoinette, you know, togas / goddesses is a pretty, you know, well-trodden territory, you know, that people go to that well frequently. And I do love that she embodied specifically Aphrodite.
Not just like random toga lady, yeah.
We did not need to be told who it was. There was not a, you know, well, this could easily be, you know, Athena or just like some Greco-Roman lady. It was very clearly Aphrodite. I think it was a huge missed opportunity when she took it off in the dance to not have shells. I would have given her little shells.
I mean, I agree. However, like you said, there's no slit on this. The tits are stoned in such a way that there are nipples there, which is fun, and Jane would never prepare to be in the bottom.
If we know one thing, she was trying my patience and untucked.
I'm just saying, like, there's no, she would never have thought to be like, oh my God, you know what would be so funny is putting shells on my tits to like, so when I take this off, when I'm lip syncing, that would never happen.
But yeah, because like kind of the more I looked at it, I don't like the length of the cape. I wish it was longer and or maybe two. Like I didn't like that it had just kind of a theater quality.
Sure.
And I wish the dress had like a slit or something, and I didn't like the necklace. I understand the purpose it serves. I do love that she kind of went for like 80s Miss Piggy hair.
Yeah. Well,
and I do love this, that it is part of the whole Aphrodite aspect of it. Overall, I think it's a great look, but like I said, it was one that the kind of, once the initial... You know,
what's the initial
shock and awe?
Yeah,
I was like, there's things that can, because like you can see the bodysuit underneath it, and like,
I do like that it's kind of a stacked cape, like
tiered.
There's two, but yeah.
So the bottom was Q and Plain Jane, and you know, I think Plain Jane,
she did better in the lip sync for sure.
She's so good. I think she's so good at the
boobs,
the tit dancing, because I think it's the kind of thing that people can really overplay, like really overplay it. And we were like 2/3 through the number by the time she started, and she was just doing this sort of like sideways hop thingy and a jiggle and a hop and a jiggle. I don't know. It was a lot of fun.
That kind of, with the tits, is like fine. It's when they go crazy with it that I have to hold my own boobs because it hurts me to look at it, even though I know it's not attached to these men.
So, there was other stuff. They talked about Nymphia, how she... Because I've been on her side the whole time. I had never thought that she was doing a bit or like playing, like strategizing, not knowing what. Like I was like, as a fellow creative, I was like, I recognize that panic in the face. And they also especially Nymphia and Q need to be
way easier on themselves,
kinder to themselves. Sapphira can only do so much backstage.
She only bootstrap the other queens so hard.
Plain Jane needs to give some of her confidence to them. So, okay, next week is going to be a lip sync Lollapalooza
with all the previous.
I'm excited to see everybody come back.
Yeah.
But I mean, it'll be fine. We may or may not do a YouTube episode next week. But I do love seeing everybody back and the chance for 50,000.
Yeah.
And then we think after that's the
finale.
But we're not sure how they're doing the reunion / finale this season. So
we'll see.
Anyways, okay. Well, we will see you guys later.
Bye.